Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are across our incredible globe. This is Teacher Mariana coming to you live from Academia BSB, and it is July 8th, 2025.
I'm Teacher Paulo, your co-pilot for today's linguistic expedition. We're really thrilled to bring you an exclusive look into the heart of our English Conversations course.
Yeah, think of it like tuning into your favorite news radio show, but, instead of global politics, we're dissecting the very fabric of language.
Absolutely. Our mission today, if you choose to accept it, is to unpack the recent class notes from two of our bright high school students, Mireli and Sophia.
These incredible learners are on a focused track, building the robust English skills they need to, conquer university admissions and launch their academic careers.
And we'll pinpoint exactly what it takes to excel at the B1 level of the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. That means navigating real-world conversations with confidence and nuance.
Right. And for you, our discerning listener, consider this your express pass to becoming instantly well-informed. We're distilling complex ideas from their coursework into sharp, actionable insights.
Perfect, whether you're prepping for a meeting, catching up on a new field, or, just indulging your intellectual curiosity.
Today, we'll look at everything from the mechanics of past habits to the urgent global conversation around energy. We want you to walk away with surprising facts and maybe a few laughs, too.
Okay, let's kick things off with some essential terms from their current class vocabulary list. These are the words that really elevate your ability to discuss important concepts.
First up, detrimental. This one means harmful or damaging, right?
Exactly. For example, ignoring climate warnings can be detrimental to our future. It's like when you skip sleep to finish a paper, momentarily productive maybe, but ultimately detrimental to your well-being.
Oh, totally. And then we have to rely, which means to depend on, like how we often rely on digital maps when exploring a new city.
Mm-hmm. Much like some countries still heavily rely on certain energy sources.
Yeah.
It's that deep dependency you feel on your morning coffee, perhaps.
Guilty. Couldn't agree more. Then there's logic. That's your reasoning, yeah. The sound principles behind an argument, essential for any academic debate.
And swamp, a wetland area. Fascinatingly relevant to the formation of ancient fossil fuels. Imagine a vast prehistoric swamp. The word paints a vivid picture, doesn't it?
It really does. The notes also highlighted specialized vocabulary around health issues like obesity or hypertension, and categories for disabilities such as autism spectrum disorder and impairments like mobility or hearing.
This specific vocabulary is vital for engaging in sensitive and important discussions with accuracy and respect. It really reflects true B1 proficiency.
Okay, moving from words to sounds, let's tackle some past class pronunciation challenges. Clear articulation is like your superpower in English.
Absolutely. Take rival, R-I-V-L.
Okay.
It has a clear sound, like in bike.
Now compare that to winner, W-I-N-E-R. That's a short sound, like in sit. It's subtle, isn't it? But distinguishing between rival and river is crucial for clarity.
And how about poetry versus try? One have that smooth sound, the other that distinct I.
Right. Or arrived. That A ending often trips up learners. It's pronounced with a D sound here, like in love.
Yeah, it's not arrived, it's arrived.
Exactly. And habitual versus identical. Listen to those stressed syllables. Habitual versus identical. Getting the stress right is like half the battle in sounding natural.
And unexpectedly, that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? But practice helps you roll it off the tongue.
We also have choose, chose, and chosen. 3 forms of the same verb, each with a slightly different vowel sound.
Right. Choose has a long oo sound, like in moon. Chose has a long o sound, like in boat.
And chosen has a short o sound, like in robin. Mastering these variations is really a hallmark of strong B1 command.
Okay, let's shift gears now to language usage. These are the everyday phrases that make your English sound natural and fluid.
Think of these as your conversational shortcuts. For instance, it took me a long time to sleep. Not, I took a long time to sleep. That little it makes it sound native.
Right. Like it took me a long time to sleep after binge watching that new series.
Oh, tell me about it. Sometimes, after a particularly intense travel day, it's a mess. Describes my hotel room perfectly.
Or my hair after a humid day in Rio.
Yeah.
And then there's at the moment. A brilliant way to talk about what's happening right now, temporarily.
Yeah, like at the moment, I'm trying to perfect my morning coffee routine. What about you?
I hear you. And with a big trip coming up, I won't be able to relax until all the planning is done. No chill whatsoever.
So relatable. As the date gets closer for my next assignment, I always write it down, not write on a paper, right? That's a common mistake.
Exactly. You write it down or write in a notebook. That's how you take care of your mind and stay organized, prevent that information overload.
And then we have to deny versus to say something is not real. Deny implies a refusal to admit truth, doesn't it?
Yes. You might deny a rumor, but you'd say something is not real if someone makes up a crazy story.
It depends on your perspective, I guess. Are you kidding? Some of the conspiracy theories out there are truly outlandish.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Are you worried about something? Lately, I've been worried about the rise of oceans due to global warming.
Oh, me too. The extreme weather conditions are truly alarming. What are you worried about regarding the future of energy?
Well, given our discussion about fossil fuels, I'm worried about continuing to eat those animals and contribute to deforestation for cattle. It's a significant part of the problem.
Yeah, definitely. Some even call the sheer scale of climate change denial a conspiracy theory in itself. Commercial break 1.
Welcome back, savvy communicators. You're with Academia BSB. We just navigated some crucial everyday English phrases and a few phonetic distinctions.
Yeah, and to keep those vocal cords warmed up, try this tongue twister. Would a worrywart wander, wondering which way where water used to wind?
Excellent. Now let's unpack something particularly juicy from the class notes. Idiomatic expressions.
Ooh, I love these. These are where English truly gets its flavor and, picturesqueness.
Indeed, they're like cultural shortcuts, painting vivid images with just a few words. First up, raining cats and dogs. This means it's raining very heavily. We don't have cats and dogs literally falling from the sky, do we?
Thankfully, no. I remember visiting London, and one moment it was sunny, the next, bam, raining cats and dogs totally caught me off guard.
What happens? Then there's a drop in the ocean. This means a very small amount compared to what is needed.
Right. Like if you donate $5 to a multi-million-dollar charity drive, it's technically a drop in the ocean, though, every drop helps.
Precisely. Like Brazil's renewable energy efforts, while significant, are arguably still a drop in the ocean compared to the global challenge. It's a start, but we need so much more.
Good point. Next, the tip of the iceberg. This refers to a small, visible part of a much larger, often hidden issue.
Right. When we talk about global warming, the visible effects, like rising temperatures, are maybe just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, of the profound environmental changes happening underneath. It's kind of a daunting thought, isn't it?
It is. Then go with the flow. This simply means to adapt to situations rather than resisting them, a more relaxed attitude.
When I travel through new countries, I always try to go with the flow. If my flight is delayed, well, I just find a nice cafe and enjoy the extra time. No point in fighting it.
Wise approach. And finally, calm before the storm. This describes a period of peace before something chaotic or difficult happens.
Oh, yeah. Like before a big academic exam, there's always that nervous calm before the storm hits, and you have to prove all your knowledge.
It's that eerie quietness right before things get wild. These idioms really show how language reflects culture, adding depth to communication.
Definitely. Okay, from idioms, let's transition to the foundational building blocks of grammar.
Right. Let's delve into Grammar Spotlight, unpacking past habits with used to and would. This is fundamental for expressing things that were true or happened regularly in the past, but no longer do.
The star of this show is used to, yeah. Its core structure is simple. Subject plus used to plus base form of verb.
Correct. For instance, there used to be a fountain in this square. This tells us a fountain was there, but it isn't now.
Or she used to get up earlier then. It's like a linguistic snapshot of a past habit. Now, where learners sometimes stumble is with negatives and questions.
Ah, yes. The D in unused actually disappears. For negatives, it's subject plus didn't used to plus base form.
Crucial distinction. You don't say didn't used to. The auxiliary did already carries the past tense, so use goes back to its base form.
Exactly. Same for questions. Did plus subject plus used to plus base form. For example, did you used to wear a uniform when you were in primary school?
And the answer is yes, I did, or no, I didn't. Simple as that.
Now, for would. This little word also describes repeated actions in the past, but critically, not past states.
Right. You can say, he would never make a decision, referring to a recurring action, or they would go wherever they were needed. It adds a nice storytelling quality, I think.
It does, but you can't say there would be a fountain here, because be is a state, not an action. That's where used to is necessary.
And always distinguish this from present habits. For today's routines, you use the present simple with adverbs, like usually, right?
Precisely. So
Yeah.
when I lived in town center, I used to go to work by bus, or I would go to work by bus, is perfect for the past.
But now I usually go to work by train, describes your present commute. It's all about context and expressing that clear temporal shift.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, mastering used to is vital for discussing societal change, just like Brazil used to rely more heavily on agriculture.
And now its economy has diversified. Or how energy sources used to be predominantly coal, and now we're seeing this shift.
Okay, from past habits, let's explore ability and permission. The notes introduce to be able to as a powerful alternative to can.
Yes, can is great for present ability, but to be able to gives you flexibility across tenses. You can't say, I'm sorry not to can come. It just sounds wrong.
It does sound clunky,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry not to be able to come flows perfectly.
Or, will you be able to get there by 9? It's indispensable when you need to express ability in future or perfect tenses.
The notes also touch on manage to, implying successful effort against difficulty. Have you managed to talk to Mr. Ross? Implies it was tough, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And then be allowed to or be permitted to, which are about formal permission.
You won't be permitted to come back so late. Sounds much more formal and restrictive than just you can't come back so late.
Right. These structures provide precision, whether you're expressing achievement or, navigating rules.
Okay, now let's step into the fascinating world of their reading and thinking section, provocatively titled A Thing of the Past.
Ooh, sounds intriguing. This section pivots our conversation to something monumentally important: electricity and its sources.
What's truly captivating here is the deep history of our primary energy sources. The article eloquently summarizes our current reliance on fossil fuels, oil, coal, and natural gas.
Yeah, for over a century, these have been the backbone of our global economy. And their origin story, it's kind of mind-boggling.
Isn't it? Imagine ancient oceans and vast swamps teeming with tiny plankton and plants millions of years ago, long before the dinosaurs even.
Their remains settled, got buried under unbelievable pressure and heat, and over eons transformed into the very fuels we extract today. It's like a geological miracle.
But as the article makes clear, it's also a finite resource with a ticking clock.
And that ticking clock leads us to the dual challenges of fossil fuels, their limited supply and the environmental pollution they unleash.
Right. Once we burn them, they're gone. There's no human-scale replenishment.
And the pollution. Burning these fuels releases carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases. These trap heat, leading to global warming.
An increase in Earth's temperature with potentially dangerous consequences that scientists are loudly ringing alarm bells about.
So, if these are the challenges, what's the solution? The article swiftly points to renewable resources: sunlight, wind, water, and geothermal heat.
Their beauty lies in their name, constantly replenished by nature.
Exactly. We're not running out of sun or wind anytime soon, are we? And crucially, they generate electricity without causing the severe environmental damage associated with fossil fuels.
The article describes solar cells made of silicon, powering everything from calculators to satellites. Pretty cool tech.
Totally. And wind power, with those majestic wind turbines, often grouped in wind farms on land or offshore. A single large turbine can power nearly 600 homes.
Imagine a whole farm. That's serious clean energy.
Then there's hydropower, harnessing moving water. Niagara Falls in the late 1800s was a pioneer, powering a whole city.
And today, it contributes about 20% of the world's electricity. Even here in Brazil, we've famously relied heavily on hydropower, like the Itaipu Dam, right?
Yeah, it provides a massive chunk of our energy.
And finally, geothermal energy, tapping into the Earth's fiery core. By drilling deep wells, we bring superheated water and steam to the surface to spin turbines. 25 countries are already leveraging this incredible natural furnace.
So the article makes a compelling case. The world must transition away from fossil fuels. They're limited and harmful. But the question remains, will they truly become a thing of the past? I'm an idealist here. I think human ingenuity, combined with urgent necessity, will push us forward. Look at the rapid advances in solar panel efficiency or battery storage. We're already seeing incredible shifts.
I hear your optimism, and I share it in spirit, but the transition is a colossal undertaking. It's not just about technological breakthroughs. It's about dismantling deeply entrenched economic interests and geopolitical power structures.
But surely the sheer threat of climate change, the undeniable scientific consensus, will eventually force the hand of even the most entrenched industries. It's a matter of survival.
The science is clear, yes, but collective political will often lags behind. The article doesn't really discuss the immense financial investment required, or the retraining of millions of workers, or the public perception challenges.
That's true. It focuses more on the what and why than the how.
Exactly. Will fossil fuels be a thing of the past? Conceptually, yes, in a truly sustainable future. But the pathway there, especially for a global economy as complex as ours, is less a sprint and more an ultramarathon fraught with obstacles.
So a pragmatic viewpoint, not a pessimistic one.
Precisely. The transition will happen, I believe, but it won't be a flick of a switch.
A crucial distinction to ponder. And the reading comprehension questions highlighted this too. According to the passage, fossil fuels. The answer was A, right? I and 2.
Correct, meaning they come from plants, microscopic plankton count, and are going to run out one day.
And replenished, as in when a river replenishes a lake, means D, refilled.
Yep. Wind farms, as we discussed, C, can be located on land or in the water.
And the passage does not discuss A, the drawbacks of switching from fossil fuels to renewable resources, which links back to your point about the how.
It underscores the importance of extracting precisely what the text provides, not what you might infer or already know. Critical reading skill right there. Commercial break, too.
You're back with Academia BSB, where we're unpacking the rich class notes of Mireli and Sophia. We just had a lively debate about the future of energy.
Which connects directly to the mechanics of language, interestingly enough. Keeping those minds sharp, try this tongue twister. Surely Sammy sells super shiny silicon solar cells.
A mouthful. Now, let's talk essay writing. This is where Mireli and Sophia truly synthesize their knowledge, isn't it?
It is. The prompt challenges them to discuss managing academic life, strategies for organization, past habits that no longer work, and improvements. And crucially, they must use simple past, used to, and to be able to.
This prompt is brilliant because it forces them to apply the grammar points we discussed earlier within a relevant personal context. What might we see in their first drafts?
Well, likely some great ideas, but perhaps a few slips. Maybe, I used to study a lot, instead of I used to study a lot. Or perhaps they'd struggle to integrate to be able to naturally. Common B1 hurdles.
Right, so my teacher's correction for their second drafts would focus on those grammatical nuances, pointing out where they missed an ed on used to in an affirmative sentence.
Or where didn't used to should actually be didn't used to. I'd also suggest clearer transitions between paragraphs, perhaps.
And the teacher's enhancement insights would push them further, maybe suggesting stronger vocabulary, like using detrimental instead of just bad, or more sophisticated sentence structures to really polish their arguments.
The goal is always to refine it into a strong final version, a final version that could potentially be published on students.AcademiaBSB.com.dra blog.
Imagine the pride in having your polished work showcased. This iterative process, drafting, getting feedback, refining, is how you truly master writing for academics or, anything really.
Absolutely. Beyond producing language, though, listening and comprehension is critical. This section emphasizes active listening to real-life native English materials.
Yeah, it's not just about hearing words. It's about grasping context, tone, and those cultural nuances.
And it extends naturally to watching and understanding. We strongly advocate for using movies, news, series, real-life events in English-speaking countries as part of learning.
It's fantastic, right? You can weave language acquisition into your daily entertainment almost effortlessly.
You're absorbing accents, idiomatic expressions, cultural contexts that, well, no textbook can fully replicate.
Think about how many Brazilian slang terms don't translate directly into English. Well, English has its own versions, and immersion through watching teaches you those organically. It's how you learn to speak like a local, not just a textbook.
Okay, now let's circle back to pronunciation current class. These words are often tricky because of subtle vowel or consonant sounds.
Like microplastic. Listen to that a sound, like in bike, compared to done, which has a short sound like in fun, and tiny, again, that long ale.
Then there's roughly. The af makes an ena sound, like in tough, and the common confusion between environment and environmental, the stress shifts.
Oh yeah, adornment versus environmental, big difference in sound.
Absolutely. And those tricky 8 endings for past tense, walked, mixed, past, they all sound like a T at the end, not D or ed.
It's Walkney's past. Got it.
And to really highlight the vowel sound, consider these pairs from the notes. Pile, mile, kyle, while. All have that long AIDS sound. Now contrast them with pill, kill, drill, mill. Those are short sounds. This subtle difference is often a challenge for Brazilian Portuguese speakers who might not naturally make that length distinction.
That's a great point. Okay, and to put it all together, let's read the speaking section text. Listen for those highlighted words.
Okay, here goes. In the crowded cafeteria, where the announcement of the poetry contest winner had just been announced, an unexpectedly cruel rumor was spread. By the time the truth arrived, damage had already been done. The two identical best friends, once inseparable, had become bitter rivals. A secret about who had chosen to enter the contest alone instead of as a team had been told in whispers without care. That story, twisted and shared out of envy, had not only been believed, but had also been habitually repeated. Although the situation could have been resolved, no apology was ever chosen. In the end, trust was the real prize that had been lost, and no poem, trophy, or applause could fix what had been broken by gossip's passive claws.
Nicely read. Now let's highlight those sounds in context. Cafeteria, stress on T. Poetry, the O sound.
Winner, short I. Announced, unexpectedly, stress shift.
Arrived, identical, the O sounds. Rivals,
The O sound.
toe sound, habitually.
The A sound changes. And could the short OO sound.
C. Good pronunciation isn't just about sounding polished. It's about removing barriers to understanding and boosting your confidence.
Absolutely. Finally, back to past class vocabulary review. Mastering these everyday terms really smooths out communication.
Let's quickly run through some of the correct answers from their exercises. For fill in the blanks, it would be, we signed the contract, published her first novel.
During the inauguration, couldn't join the band's rehearsal and malfunction with the plumbing.
Yeah. For match the words, novel goes with A, something written with many chapters. Proposal with B. A formal suggestion, a plan.
Route with C. A path or direction to go somewhere. Lecturer with D. A person who gives educational talks. And facilities with E. Buildings and services that help people live or work. These build a strong foundation.
And choose the correct word is all about nuance. The leather was damaged, not leader.
Right. And of the two options, I prefer the latter, meaning the second one mentioned, whereas she will arrive 1 hour later than planned is about time, subtle but significant difference.
For put the odd one out, banana from repairment facility stools, music from Proposalia Proclamation, what else?
Popcorn from Injury Bandage Hospital, orange from Route Cheap Peace Travel, and giraffe from Leader Team Guide, looking for the category mismatch.
Got it. And sentence correction solidifies it. The leader of the team spoke, not leather.
And
Yeah.
the play had a rehearsal for the presentation yesterday, because you don't present a novel in that sense for a rehearsal.
A rich vocabulary isn't just about knowing more words. It's about choosing the right word, isn't it?
Exactly. To articulate complex ideas and paint precise pictures with your language. Commercial break 3. Welcome back to Academia BSB's Linguistic Exploration. We've covered a wide terrain today, from the specifics of past habits to the global energy conversation and, well, pretty much every linguistic tool in between.
Let's get those voices ready for the final stretch with a quick tongue twister. Tiny turbines take time, turning tides to travel the territory.
Splendid. Reflecting on Mireli and Sophia's progress based on these notes, it's clear they're making significant strides towards their B1 CEFRL level goals.
Yeah, their application of used to and to be able to demonstrates growing mastery, and their vocabulary is certainly expanding.
And they're engaging with complex topics like renewable energy, which is fantastic for developing not just linguistic prowess, but also critical thinking skills.
Typical B1 challenges often involve refining nuance and expressing ideas and achieving greater fluency, right? But their dedication definitely shines through.
It does. Which raises an important question. How do we keep pushing our linguistic boundaries?
And for Mireli and Sophia, maybe a lighthearted reminder that consistent practice and engagement with these materials, including the homework, are key to truly solidifying what you learn. Our methodology is designed for exactly this.
Absolutely. You'll find all the materials we discussed today in the bibliographic references, like that PDF on used to. Revisit them. They're crucial for deepening your understanding before your next session.
And speaking of next sessions, let's peek into the upcoming linguistic scope. Imagine we're interviewing a future energy expert. Your turn first.
Okay, so Teacher Mariana, in 2050, will we be able to rely entirely on solar power for Brazil, given our immense sun exposure?
Good question. If the current trends continue, we might see significant progress, particularly in localized solar microgrids. But what would you do if fossil fuels were completely phased out globally next year? Like, poof, gone.
Wow, that's a challenging thought. I would probably invest heavily in advanced battery storage and hope we could scale up geothermal quickly. It definitely makes you think about future scenarios, doesn't it?
It really does. What an incredible session we've had. We've navigated the intricacies of English grammar, examined the urgent global energy crisis, and celebrated the continuous process of language acquisition.
We've seen how phrases like used to help us comprehend historical shifts, and how discussing a thing of the past, like fossil fuels, directly informs our future.
And as we consider our planet's future, it's worth reflecting on Rachel Carson's seminal 1962 book, Silent Spring.
Ah, yes. Published at a time when industrial chemicals were largely viewed as pure progress, Carson courageously exposed the detrimental impact of pesticides like DDT on ecosystems, particularly birds.
Her work fundamentally argued that humanity's approach to controlling nature needed to become a thing of the past. It was groundbreaking.
She wrote, "The control of nature is a phrase conceived in arrogance, born of the Neanderthal age of biology and philosophy, when it was supposed that nature exists for the convenience of man."
Wow. That passage beautifully encapsulates the very mindset we need to move beyond as we transition to sustainable energy, doesn't it? Reminding us that true progress lies in harmony, not domination.
Powerful words indeed. They underscore that the knowledge we gain and the language skills we hone are not just for personal advancement. They are vital tools for understanding, for advocating, and for building a better future.
For ourselves and for the planet, because ultimately, as we always say at Academia BSB,
It's not only about the language, it is all about communication.